It has been determined that around 75,471 merchants have been resolved during the course of the past 24 hours. Considering the circumstances, you are aware of the 216 million that has been completely wiped out as a result of the scenario. To all those who are in possession of XRP, we extend a warm invitation to come back to the CryptoZX channel. If my tone of voice comes out as a little bit harsh, please accept my apologies. In spite of the fact that I am currently experiencing a bout of illness, I did not want to miss any updates. Hence, I would want to convey my appreciation for your understanding. When we take a look at the market as a whole at the present, we can see that there are certain coins that are still in the green, despite the fact that the rest of the market is still in the red. This is something that we can see when we look at the market as a whole over the course of 24 hours. There are some exciting events that are going to take place in the markets tomorrow, which is actually today. These events are taking place right now. These occurrences are taking place at this same moment because, as I stated in my most recent report, Federal Reserve Chair Powell is slated to deliver a speech at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time for the Jackson Hole economic event that is presently taking place. The next few hours are incredibly, extremely critical. This is because the Jackson Hole event is currently taking place. There is a likelihood that he will discuss the notion of lowering the interest rate. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is the thing that people are wanting to see. A kind of going back with the July meeting minutes that have come out and that got everyone talking are two themes that people are keen in hearing about. Furthermore, inflation is another topic that people are interested in hearing about. A lot of people are curious about whether or not he has anything to say about either of these subjects, despite the fact that there is a great deal of expectation and a great deal of things that are being discussed at the time. You should still be prepared for some volatility. Regarding this meeting in particular, in specific, my personal belief is that the market is going to react in a favorable manner if we hear about a possible announcement of a reduction in interest rates. And if he actually comes out and says that, it's better than what people are kind of summarizing, then I believe that the market is going to react in a positive way. In light of the fact that the price of XRP as of Friday was $2.86, a reduction of around 1.2% in USD, and a decrease of 1% in Bitcoin's comparable valuation, which was $170 billion, it is important to take into mind the aforementioned information. A total of around $4.6 billion worth of trades have been conducted over the course of the last 24 hours as of right now. You should look into this for yourself. BlackRock has since eclipsed other Bitcoin exchanges such as kwon to become the largest Bitcoin custodian that is recognized by the public. It has come to my attention that this is in direct opposition to the goals that Satoshi had set out to achieve. Despite the fact that it is evident that you do not want a single huge firm to obtain a considerable degree of control, the situation has reached that point because it has reached that position. Individuals are starting to develop an understanding of the potential of this digital asset, as well as the manner in which it might be utilized as a hedge against inflation and the scarcity that lies behind it. You are watching tremendous amounts of institutional interest and government interest all around the world as a result of the fact that this is the case. In addition, it is abundantly evident that the demand is now higher than the supply at this time. To add insult to injury, BlackRock's principal purpose is to acquire as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. This is due to the fact that, naturally, whenever someone possesses a greater quantity of Bitcoin, they have a greater degree of power over the situation, which, of course, I am aware does not sit well with a lot of people, but, we have to realize where the majority of the money is going at the moment. Having said that, have a look at this. It should come as no surprise that you should smoke. Ripple does, in fact, still has the capability to acquire Circle. Consequently, contrary to what you would believe, you shouldn't instantly jump to the conclusion that Circle's opportunities for mergers and acquisitions are completely unforeseen. However, the deals were failed mostly due to the pricing, despite the fact that there are significant prospects for synergy with Coinbase or Ripple. There is a possibility that the disclosure of pricing in the public market could be of assistance in narrowing this disparity and reigniting discussions and negotiations. However, the Ember suggests that there is friction despite the fact that Circles are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, which helps to increase their awareness. Costs associated with distribution are responsible for 60% of total revenue. As a result of fluctuations in interest rates, earnings continue to be highly volatile and the margins continue to be considerably tight. Due to the fact that Circle is now producing quarterly reports, both public investors and competitors will have a comprehensive picture of the situation that the company is currently in. It is possible that Ripple will be able to reinstate conversations as a result of this transparency, which would be advantageous for the company. While we wait, let's see what happens next. Circle has come up and stated that they are not definitely in negotiations with them. Still, this is a fairly intriguing look on the matter. Certainly, these are some theories that have been floating for a little while now, and you can find them here. In spite of the fact that it is highly improbable that they will be sold if the price is not reasonable, I would be grateful if you could share your ideas with me in the comments section below. I would appreciate it if you could let me know whether you are able to comprehend the scenario. At that point, RLUSD has the potential to really shine on another level because, of course, in a sense, they are buying their competitors that they are competing with. In the event that Ripple were to acquire Circle, you are aware that in terms of a stablecoin, RLUSD has the potential to really shine on that level. Consequently, the fact that this is the time at which the thrill factor actually comes into play should not come as a surprise to anyone. However, I would be grateful if you could offer your thoughts on the topic in the comments section below on the complete circumstance. Thank you in advance for your consideration. In light of this, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is facing a deadline of October 18th, 2025 to make a decision about Grayscale. In addition, I am personally anticipating that we will see it in the month of October because, of course, a lot of these, the deadline for filing with the SEC is coming up in October, and I feel that this would be the moment when they ultimately give their okay. In other words, I believe that this would be the moment when they give their approval. In addition, I think that the time is appropriate. I believe that it is absolutely right. Possibly the interest rate will be lowered in the near future. If people are interested in finding out whether or not there will be a reduction in interest rates, it is vital to remember that the likelihood that we will see a drop in interest rates remains at 75.3%. This is something that people are understandably curious about. It is possible that this number will either decrease or increase after the meeting itself. Both of these outcomes are possible. It is for this reason that I would like each and every one of you to be aware of that specific item. Consequently, the following few hours are of the utmost importance because of this reason. The level of dominance is still fluctuating within this range, which is 59.34% as of the time that this update was produced. You are welcome to take a peek at it if you are interested in the supremacy that exists here. In the event that you are interested in the cryptocurrency, you should know that the price of Bitcoin has experienced a tiny boost. This is something that you are able to examine for yourself. At the moment, we are bringing in a total of $120,000. To emphasize, however, becoming passionate is not completely out of the question just yet. This is something that should be kept in mind. Not only does our score need to be greater than 115, but it should also be at least 115,000, which is not the case at the time. Consequently, I am still looking at the price in a practical manner, and you should always be looking at the charts of Bitcoin, XRP, or any other kinds of coins from a stance that is realistic. Furthermore, as of this moment, you are aware that a probable breach below 1 in 12 is still a possibility for me. This is something that you are aware of. Therefore, it is evident that we will not be able to get back above the 115K region unless we are able to. If, on the other hand, you are looking at XRP at the moment, you will notice that it is still maintaining a position that is rather near to where it was previously. It had been in the past. Once more, as I indicated earlier, the dominance is currently providing XRP with a great deal of assistance. You should not forget this because, of course, if the dominance was still at the levels it was at the beginning of August, I believe that we would have already retested the 2.73 range, which is a move of around 4.34%. This is something that you should not forget. This is something that you should not forget because it is really significant. This is something that I would like for all of you to bear in mind, even though it is not too far off. On the other hand, you can be confident that we will make sure that you are well taken care of. Given this, I would appreciate it if you would not be reluctant to share your ideas with me in the comments part that can be found below. Later on, we will meet you in CryptoZX, and until then, we will be at peace with one another.